Welcome to the official YouTube channel of Eternia.com. I'm your host AJ, and today we're doing an unboxing and a mini review of this guy, the Tweeterhead Masters of the Universe Skeletor and PANTHOR Classic Maquette statue. Let's roll those credits. So these are the people behind this, hopefully, fingers crossed, marvelous statue. Now, this deluxe maquette was first announced in 2023 at Paracon. Tweeterhead had put up a screen, and they showed off some concept art. And to be honest with you, I really got excited over this deluxe maquette because of the deluxe maquette that came before it. You know, this He-Man and Battle Cat deluxe maquette is one of my favorite things in my Masters of the Universe collection. I did a review of it on this channel, and I'll make sure I put a link to it in the description below. And now, with the Skeletor and PANTHOR, counterpart maquette, it's got a lot to live up to, but I think it will. I have a suspicion it will. But first, let's talk about the packaging. The outer packaging I removed, but this interior packaging is roughly 34 inches tall by 23 inches wide by 16 inches deep. And the box is nothing to write home about, just like the He-Man and Battle Cat maquette box. It doesn't have any artwork to speak of. It has a picture of the maquette in the front, a picture of the maquette in the back, and then on the sides there's just this red cloudy design. I'm not sure what that is. It's supposed to be foreboding, I think. So, all right, so that's enough talking about the packaging. Let's get it out of the box and let's start assembling it. First thing I want to compliment is this wonderful base. I love the vines, and they look like tendons. It's so sinewy, and the bone structure. And even though this might be coming across as gray on camera, it's actually purple. And because this is a classic maquette, when you actually pair this up with the He-Man and Battle Cat classic deluxe maquette, this actually emulates the old Filmation cartoon, where we would have the Castle Grayskull leading to this vine, tendon, sinewy bridge. And it's just gorgeous. And it definitely calls back a classic feel. And now it's time to drool over PANTHOR. Doesn't he look great? This is the best PANTHOR I have ever seen. Starting with the paws, look how powerful they look. Just like Battle Cat, look how massive. Those black claws and how well they're sculpted. These are great. And then PANTHOR's mouth, look how realistic that looks. It's wet inside, and then there's even tartar on the teeth. And the tartar comes off, I guess, where the teeth meet friction, at the tips when it's biting, ripping into muscle and bone and who knows what else. And then PANTHOR's eyes. Look at those eyes. Oh my Lord. Yep, this is the best PANTHOR ever created. So menacing, so gorgeous. What an amazing job. All right, so let's talk Skeletor heads for a moment. If you would have ordered the regular edition Skeletor and PANTHOR Classic Deluxe Maquette, you will have received this more modern head. You can see Skeletor doing this battle cry. You can see the way the hood is attached to the armor. This is more of a modern look for Skeletor. However, if you would have obtained the exclusive edition that was first advertised to be limited to 250 copies, but as you can tell by the base, was reduced to 200 copies, making these exclusive editions more rare, you would have received a second head. And this is more of a classic vintage looking head. You can tell by the paints on the face, it's more looking like that vintage figure, and the same thing how the neck is exposed and the hood is only on the head itself. And I'm surprised, to be honest with you, that this head wasn't the standard head for this statue, because if you look at the name of the statue, it's called Skeletor and PANTHOR Classic, underline Classic, Deluxe Maquette. It's supposed to capture the classic vintage look. That's why he not only has a Havoc staff, but Skeletor also has a purple power sword, just like the vintage figure. That's the look they're trying to capture, the classic look. So why would they make this modern day screaming Skeletor head the standard head? It makes no sense to me. But regardless, it's a nice looking head, but I prefer this vintage looking head, and this is the way I'm going to be displaying it. So what do I think of the Tweeterhead Skeletor and PANTHOR Classic Deluxe Maquette statue? I love it. This is a holy grail piece for me. You know, both of them are. The He-Man and Battle Cat and the Skeletor and PANTHOR. You know, there's a lot of statues out there that celebrates Masters of the Universe, but no two are better than these two, in my opinion. Especially that PANTHOR. If you look at that PANTHOR that Skeletor is riding, it is amazing. The best PANTHOR, to me, ever conceptualized, action figure-wise or statue. And that Skeletor, it looks brilliant too, you know? I do love that vintage style a lot better than the more modern look. I think it's more suiting of this Skeletor, especially that he's carrying, you know, a power sword, which really isn't a representation of modern day Skeletor. Modern day Skeletor only carries the Havoc staff. So for me, it's all about the vintage head. I don't think I would have been as happy, as pleased. I would still have loved it, but I wouldn't have loved it this much. This is perfect to me. These statues together are just glorious. And I can't wait just to have them displayed together. And what a magnificent piece. You know, people are going to walk into this room and go, wow, look at this He-Man and Skeletor and PANTHOR and Battle Cat. And those bases, you know, the way they emulate that classic style, that where the Filmation drawbridge meets the purple path with the bone and the tendons and the vines. It's just so brilliant. And I am just so happy with this statue. So that's it. I want to thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye, everyone.